Hi, my name is Rachel, and on today's Mini Sago episode, I'm going to be telling you 10 food-related facts about myself. So while I do this, I'm going to be eating these Ube Crinkle Cookies, which I'm really excited about. I got the recipe for these from the Dusky Kitchen, so I'm linking all of the information below, but Abby from the Dusky Kitchen has amazing, really innovative recipes. And if you are in the New York City area, definitely try to follow along on Instagram so that you can catch one of the pasalubong treat boxes. There have been 2 so far. They look super amazing. I'm really jealous that I'm not in the area and that these don't ship out to the Bay Area. So for consolation, I am making the Ube Crinkle Cookies, which the recipe is on her blog, but also in her zine, which is really cool. You should check this out. Also, Abby, please come on the Sago Show. We need to do a video together. I'm waiting for that. So without further ado, let's go into these 10 really fun food-related facts about myself. Ooh, I'm so excited. And so the first actual fact has to do with the arroz caldo recipe that I made in the first season of the Sago Show. Because arroz caldo uses safflower. When I was little, I thought that safflower made you yellow for some reason. And I asked when I was little, what are these little pieces? And my dad said the safflower turns the soup yellow. And I misheard and thought that he was saying that they turned you yellow. I would just be trying to scoop out every little tiny piece of safflower, and they're really small, because I thought that they would turn me yellow. And I don't think it was because of also the association between yellow and an East Asian person. It wasn't that. It was literally I thought I was going to turn as yellow as the color of arroz caldo. Oh, these are really good. They're super soft and chewy. Next, fact number 2. This one is going to be contentious, as I feel like, Abby, you're going to get really mad. I really don't like buko pandan. I'm super sorry. And I don't know what it is, or when I was little, it made me gag and almost throw up or feel like I wanted to throw up, so I just didn't like it. So I'm really sorry. I feel like it's saying that you don't like lumpia. But yeah, I didn't like it up until the point that my family would tease me about it, and they would have their own buko pandan, and they'd be like, oh, Rachel, do you want this? The last time that someone teased me about not liking buko pandan was probably 2 or 3 weeks ago, so it still happens. Okay, fact number 3 is that I used to be a teacher, and I'm gonna tell you a bit about why that's related to food. I taught in Washington, D.C., and when I got to D.C., I didn't really know very much about the Filipino community there. And one of the ways that I met Filipinos, or the first time I met a bunch of Filipinos in DC, was actually when I was going to one of the professional development days that you go to as a teacher, where you're not teaching that day. Everyone goes to a series of meetings, and in our district we meet by our content area, and I was teaching physics, so I would go to the district-wide physics teacher meetings. But in that group, there were a bunch of Filipino teachers, and I was so excited to meet them because I didn't really know any other Filipinos in DC. One of them, Tita Hazel, invited me to a birthday party that she was having at her house because I was talking about how I really missed having Filipino food. And so I went there, and I was bright-eyed, getting in a candy store, loading up my plate with everything that they had. And so that was a really, really nice memory of meeting Filipinos in a place where I didn't really know where the community was, and also got to meet Filipinos that were in the same profession as me. Okay, so fact number 4 is a short one. I really, really love bagoong and jicama. It is one of my favorite things. I really think I could just blast through a whole jicama that way. Okay, so the 5th fact is that, and I'm a little embarrassed to say this, is that I have never made lumpia or punset, any type of punset, from scratch in my whole life. I haven't done any punset episodes for this show. My mom is really, really good at making punset, and I am almost I feel like I need to do a fellowship with her and just study different types of punset for a while before I actually do one for the show, but I am just super scared of taking it on, so that's why there haven't been any punset or lumpia episodes on the Sago Show yet, but maybe coming soon. Fact number 6 has to do with Punset also. Basically, my friend was having a party that was also a potluck, and my mom made Punset bihon with chicken, and I brought it to my friend's party. If you've watched the other episodes of the Sago Show, you might have heard me talk about how I grew up in a very predominantly white suburb in the Portland area, and there weren't very many kids that were not white that I went to school with. And so at this party, someone who was another guest of my friend who was having the party, I remember distinctly, we were standing around the table where all of the food was, and then he pointed at the tray of pancit bihon that my mom had made, and then was joking that it was dead baby, the pieces of chicken, literally right next to me. I was standing there, and I really didn't know what to do, and people were laughing, and I still think about that so often. I mean, now I wouldn't take that kind of shit, but I need to not say that. I, as a 17-year-old, did not know how to handle that situation. So I'm sure that other people might have similar memories of this. It wasn't a great one, but just wanted to talk about it here. Okay, fact number 7 has to do with the fact that I eat with a spoon and fork. We usually didn't have knives at the dinner table. Whenever I would go to a friend's house for a meal, or if we're going for a sleepover, I distinctly remember going to multiple friends' houses, sitting down at the dinner table. I look down at the place setting, and there is a fork and a knife. Or even worse, there's only a fork. And these were like paralyzing situations to me because I would be so uncomfortable without a spoon. I don't think even now I can really eat with only a fork. So I would just be like smiling and laughing and trying to follow along with conversation, meanwhile trying to like cut something with only a fork. Okay, fact number 8 is about the foods that I really like to eat when I'm in the Philippines. And those are crab, or really any type of seafood, but I love crab in the Philippines. There's just a bunch of crabs in one tray. I love that. And I also really love mangoes. They're so, so sweet in the Philippines. They're the best. And then my other favorite is any type of pancit. Now there's 3 facts that include pancit. I'm always thinking about it, I guess. But I love pancit palabok, especially in the Philippines. Oh, and then this is like an added thing, but I really, really like Yellow Cab pizza. I always ask to go there when we're in the Philippines. I really, really like that pizza. Okay, fact number 9 is not really Filipino food related, but I kind of just want to see if there are other people that are like me. Fact number 9 is that I really, really like burgers. I thought that everyone was this way, but I think when those things came out on social media where there's 4 options and you have to pick to not eat one of them. And there was the one that had burgers, pizza, tacos, and wings. I was like, oh, obviously it's not burgers. I think I would probably drop wings in that case. So many people that I meet, or just that I saw on these polls on BuzzFeed, they didn't want to have a burger for the rest of their life. I just don't even want to think about that being true. Okay, we are here. The last one, fact number 10. So fact number 10 is that sisig was one of my goal dishes for a really long time. And I don't know if other people have this, but I had this really aspirational goal of being able to make sisig one day. And I thought that it was so difficult to even attempt to try to make it. And so when I finally made it for this last season of the Sago Show, I was super proud of myself. And I was like, wow, I did one of the aspirational dishes that I've had for a couple of years now. And it felt really good. And there you have it, 10 fun food-related facts about me. If you want to check out the Ube Crinkle Cookie recipe, it's linked in the description below, and you should definitely check out what Abby has going on at the Dusky Kitchen. As always, thank you so much for watching. Please go ahead and like this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. My name is Rachel. Salamat.